Hey everybody, Rhadamant here. Thanks for tuning in to episode 48 of Kenshi. So last we left off, we had just taken out the red sabers. Yep, that's exactly where we left off. So what I should do at this point, it actually looks like we took most of their weapons as well. Almost all of them. Some of them might still have some of their little swords, but for the most part they should be stripped of their gear. You can probably... No, actually, I would have to say we did a pretty good job. I really don't see any blades on them. So as for healing, we did want to heal up as many as we could. And now I'm checking the injured people. So Crumble needs some R&R. Stubbs, how fast can you move? Oh, you're not that slowed. I think we're good to move. So the slowest person is probably Weeke, because he is currently hauling the Red Saber boss. So let's all follow Weeke. And without a further ado, we are going to mosey on over to our next target. And I'm going to have to wake everyone up. Bye-bye. Bye, Red Sabers. Oh. And the moment I stepped out here, there are more Red Sabers. There's actually a bunch of them on the opposite shore. Here. Let me back up. And attack them. Come on, get out of the water. They're a little mad that I captured their leader, I think. Just a little mad. Thank you for the chopper. I don't really have an interest in brawling with them over water, so I'm just gonna go ahead and cut across this way. Oh, they're following me. I gotta say, despite wearing red, they do blend into this swamp pretty good. Kang's got the chopper. And I'm just, some of the ones that I'm fighting are ones that we had knocked out from before. Not all of them. But I can tell because they don't have weapons. And I'm just sort of stealing all their weapons. Mostly because it's funny to leave them in a swamp full of blood spiders with no weapons. Cruel? Sure, I guess. Alright, let's get to the other water. Oh, perfect. You just scoot around here. And mosey on forward as one big group. Now, Pengu is the slowest here. I don't think Pengu's getting any faster, so what I'm going to need to do is buy a Garo to accompany and leave Pengu at home to stomp Fogman. So now that we have the Red Saber boss, we are headed to the Swamp Ninja boss. The Red Saber boss is just called Red Saber boss. He doesn't actually have a real name. The Swamp Ninja boss is Shade, and he is our next target. I'm just going to quickly scroll through everyone, make sure no one has any debilitating injuries, and they don't. Found the Stone Rat Village. let me poke in there. Also, I'm gonna go into my options. One of you suggested I do this. Oh, it's not there. It is an AI, and we'll go into military formation. That looks nicer, doesn't it? And that way the skeletons and Shek are up front. Hello, guys. I don't really know about the diplomatic status here. Will they let me in? Oh, yeah. We're not hostile with one another in the factions, but I wasn't sure if they were going to try to bounce me or not. No, I don't want to steal anything. Alright, let's leave it paused. I have a lot of money, so I'm just going to go ahead and buy any blueprint that I don't already have. Not that these blueprints are any good, but I'm just buying them just because. Because I can afford them, and I think it's cool to have every blueprint in the game, or at least attempt to. And these guys can afford to buy most of my junk. Nice. They're selling a map that I don't really need. Pingu, we can buy more plates. Alright. I think that was the only vendor in this entire place. So I'll follow Pingu again and get moving. Oh, they have a drug vendor in there, I'm guessing? I like how they're just swampers. They're their own faction. If you remember, a long time ago, I sort of picked a fight in a bar with them. But then I didn't do anything. I just picked the fight and walked away. Oh, being chased by some blood spiders. There, they can't. One of the blood spiders is on my tail, but most of them were just sort of outrunning. Alright, Mr. Blood Spider. I'm sure there's more of you, but I don't really care. I'm here for the swamp ninjas. I wouldn't really call this a hideout. If you stuck this in the middle of a swamp, it might have been hard to see. Let's go ahead and have everyone free-for-all run over here. See some swamp ninjas on my tail? Yeah. There's a bit of a swamp ninja raiding party on the other side. Unfortunately for them, they have to swim on over here. They should have made a bridge. Because I'm about to pillage their village, and there's really nothing they can do at this point. I'm just going to get pillaging. Alright, so let's open the door, waltz on in. Intruders! Yes, I am in fact an intruder. And here's Shade right there. Right in front, getting the bulk of the beatdown. Ooh, we are going to have to patch Shade up a whole lot. Green will do it. No, the Swamp Ninja doesn't have a Meito weapon. They just have a guardless katana. Not terrible, but not Meito either. So we'll first aid her, him, her. I don't know. Doesn't really matter. A bounty's a bounty. Gender does not make any difference. I think Rain's been friendly fired a few times. In the head. Oh my god, there's so much friendly fire that Rain's taken. Beep is the strongest warrior. Oh, there was a few of them coming in the door. Pingu saw to that, I guess. Miu, who has a drinking problem, wants sake for the pain. Now I gotta figure out who has the... I guess Burn can pick this one up. And we're gonna give the Guardless Katana to Rhadamant for now. Alright, and then their weapons are probably worth something. Not a whole lot, but something. So I'm going to just grab all their weapons. The rest of their armor is worth pretty much nothing at all, which is why I'm ignoring it. What I should do before I do this is to check for any debilitating injuries that specifically prevent walking, so I can sleep them off. Like... Beep has one, but Beep's actually splinted pretty effectively. So that injury's not slowing me down. These guys have ninja blades and guardless katanas. And then we can check the boxes, although probably much like the Red Saber base, these boxes aren't going to have much at all. Nothing, nothing. These guys were poor. I just robbed people that were barely not homeless. Alright, just to be hilarious, I'm gonna imprison a few of them. They've been tormenting the swamp villages for a while now. Although these guys are likely to just die. I probably don't even need to do this. None of them are really going to survive. Right, let's trade with Pingu. Whoa. And I think we're just about done here. There are some other boxes I need to check, but I don't think they have much in the way. So Burn, you move at 22. Sadnil, you move... Wike is the slowest because of the backpack he has. Let's give this backpack away to Miu. No. Hobbs, Crumble. Alright, we sped him up a bit. And then Rhadamant's going to try to pick up Pingu. Let's see how slow I become. 24? Oh, that's not a problem at all. So, Wike is the slowest. Because I'm about to go on a little bit longer of an excursion, and being slowed down is not ideal when you're traveling over large distances. These guys were out of rum, weren't they? They were out of food. There's actually nothing in this base. Like, straight up nothing. That is disappointing. Massively disappointing. Oh, you're playing dead, aren't you? And you have a sword. You're probably gonna... Oh, no, you're allowing me to take your sword. No, you're not. Take him down, quick and clean. Yeah, that's a joke. Yep, you got taken down quick and clean. Alright, let's bounce. Follow Wike, and Wike, you are going to try to get to Clown Steady. You thought I was going to head home, didn't you? Nope, I still have more errands to run. Now these guys aren't, the bounties I have aren't, they're wanted by UC Cities and Shek. What about Shade? I think Shade is only Shek. Yeah, only the Shek wants Shade, so I'll probably return both of them to the Shek. I like the Shek, and I want to befriend the Shek, so that's what's going on there. I do have to pick a person to level up crossbow making. So it's going to be Bard. Bard is a unique NPC. I figure why not Bard? So instead of making toothpicks, I'm going to make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hinges. What I really need to do is rearrange the home prioritization stuff. I just haven't done that in a while. Mostly because I'm waiting to automate more junk. I'm hoping to, at least. Alright, so Shrike should be working on the blackened chainmails. We got a bunch of the pants going. Molly, you were working on regular katanas. Oh, but you know what? Let's finish this one katana and then upgrade the bench. Alright, so Mr. Bard here, we are going to take you off of all other jobs. Heft and Bark are farmers, Gecko is grain, Aramid is cook, Jafar, you are going to be hauling to the iron refinery top and then hauling to the iron plates. I really should just redo his entire priorities at some point. Oh my god, this is almost unmanageable. Iron plates. And then because iron plates is going to be the second highest, making sure that he doesn't engineer. Why are you all spread out like this? Right, let's regroup. Maybe out in the open? No, some went swimming, some walked around. So much for smart pathing, right? Oh, and there's blood spiders on my 6. Come on, Ruka. You are a 26 swimmer. Pick up the pace. Which has literally helped nobody get faster. Alright, she'll catch up. I think. What's her speed? 23? Yeah, she'll catch up. So I'm just going to be manually ordering them. What nest is this? Swamp Raptor? Yeah. That's why we haven't been attacked. I'm going to run the beeline to the road. And, oh, here's some swamp raptors. This swamp looks a lot nicer than the swamp back there. I like this terrain. It's less choked by flora. Oh, who are you? Oh, some leftover red sabers. You guys are probably a little salty that I'm literally carrying your boss on Wike's shoulders. Plop. Man, that crossbow does a lot of damage. In capturing these bounties, I've certainly not made friends. Not that I mind. It's not like these red sabers pose a viable threat to me. Oh, this one had mercenary plate. Oh, they're mercenary leather, not plate. Looks kind of similar. To me, at least. Alright, we're done here. Have everyone regroup. And Wike, head to Clown Steady. Some really strange names, I've got to say. Oh, I forgot to steal your... Wow, you got hammered by bolts. Holy moly. Alright, now that we have those hinges cranking out, we're actually going to make the locksmithing boxes, which is good. Something we ought to have done a long time ago. On the arrow bench is where you make the hinges, and that's because the hinges are go into crossbow making. So although it doesn't really make sense that you can make hinges on it, that is the reason. So the reason I'm heading down here is mostly for blueprints. We are looking for some of the samurai armor blueprints that we weren't able to buy at the scrapyard or at the Great Library. And those blueprints are, well, as you can see, they're literally wearing them here. So they should be able to sell them at either in Clown State or Drifter's Last. These are UC cities, which means I could, if I wanted to, turn in the Red Saber boss here. But I'm also not a huge fan of the UC cities. I don't like Holy Nation because they really suck. But I'm not a huge fan of the UC cities because they are full of slaves. And slavery is not cool. From a role-playing standpoint. Alright, so weapons. Ninja blades, sabers, don't really care. I already have katanas. Not a whole lot of blueprints there. Here's the police station if I wanted to return them into the police station, but I don't. Wow, these buildings are on top of one another. They really crammed them in here. Well, we'll pop into the bar and pop into this store here. They have a merchant store. Okay, they don't have an armor, but they do have crossbows. So it's possible I'll have to go to Drifter's Last. I know they have a plate vendor. Advanced blueprint. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to buy it because I can afford it. Not because it's something I really need. I'm also going to buy the chainmail sheets. Give that to Pingu. And pop in here. Chainmail sheets are expensive, but they cut out... Oh man, they really piled it in here. It cuts out the required materials. Yeah, see, more chainmail sheets. They're very, very expensive, but it's worth it. I'll get really good black and plate mail. Or chainmail, rather, out of that. No blueprints here. They did have steel bars. So maybe I'll buy the steel bars. And... this is the long way to trade, but close your eyes and it will be done soon. Alright, let's check for any unnecessary items. We're a little low on food, but I'm not all that concerned yet. I don't know why Beep has so many med supplies. I'll just share them around. Alright, let's check out the bar before we head out. What is this corner building? The Shinobi Thieves. Oh, we could possibly buy some backpacks from there. Whoa, this bar is full. Bunch of drinkers in this town. Mercenary captains and double... What are you, mercenary too? I am looking for someone specific, so I'm not looking to hire. I am looking for some food, though. Make sure our company, Band of Bandits here, we don't starve. I don't actually know what I was looking for there. But let's go over to the Shinobi Thief Tower. And buy some backpacks, and then maybe buy some bolts. Pingu actually has 2 bolts. Let's give those to Stubbs. Alright, where's the trader? Here you are. 2 backpacks. They have black and chainmail, but they're not of high quality, so I'm gonna ignore it. Griffin needs a backpack. Infinite Wing Wang needs a backpack. Griffin and Wing Wang. There we go. The slowest is still Week A. We'll follow Week A and head down to Drifter's Last. Given how large this island... Whoa, sorry about that. Given how large this island is, you'd think they'd use more of the territory. Nope. They stacked everything up in a teeny little footprint. I'll go to the way station first. Who are you? Are you berserkers or something? Nope, just manhunters. I don't even know who the manhunters are. AKA Q, you guys telling me who the manhunters are. There goes another locksmith box. Checking in on Bard. Still cranking away on those hinges. Once you're done with the hinges, make a bunch of toothpicks. Excuse me. Chung is working on the hashish. How's our, oh yeah, our electrical components are full, so that makes sense. These guys are working on the iron. We were going to upgrade the smith here. Ooh, wow. We literally can't do any more grain than we already have. Which means these wheat farms are maxed. Let's go double up our storage. Normally I wouldn't, but in this case, we can make grog out of this stuff if we want. So I'm going to double up the storage just so it doesn't go to waste. Was that just one building material? That's such a cheap thing to build for a lot of benefit. You know what I really want is the weapon, even better weapon grades. That'd be really cool. Okay, so now we have a bit more space. Oh, no one else had any of that stuff on them. I think I meant to stop at the way station. So let's pop in there. Looking for like steel bars and or chainmail. Once the zone loads, I should be able to see the inside. There it goes. And they do have some stuff. Cool. And the last leg of the journey down to Drifter. What are you doing, Wike? What? Ugh. What's going on over here? Ninja Guard versus an outlaw rebel farmer. Well, I'm not getting involved, sorry. Don't care to pick sides. And black and chainmail takes a very long time to craft. Alright, making Chung do the engineering here, because I really don't care about the hashish. It could make some good money, sure, but it just doesn't matter to me. Molly, when you... Ooh, don't operate the searchlight. Engineer. Now I know why we don't have more flour ground up. It's because we're literally full up. Making my last hinge here. We're almost to Drifter's Last. In the hook. Hey, Bard, will you lend them a hand briefly? Same with you, Jafar. Something's targeting me. Let's go take a look. It is a bunch of outlaw farmers. I have bad news for them. They're outmatched tremendously. What weapon does we get? Oh, the ring saber. Yes. Okay, everybody, full speed here. Instead of going around the water or going through the road, we just swam, which is not exactly efficient or smart. I'm not even going to bother with their staffs. They're not worth anything. Last one out of the water is Ron. Getting a move on here. Okay, back to following Wike. And I'm going to manually control Wike so we don't have to do any more stupid swimming. Come on, Ron. Get with the program, man. We should see the city. Yep, there is the city. And this is where I'm going to get my armor blueprints for samurai stuff. Come daylight. Alright. Maybe pop into the bar for now. Wanted Gorello, also known as Boulder. That was a big old bounty. He must be tough. Well, these guys are just going to stand around here until the store's open, so I'm going to check back here. Trying to get this weaponsmith upgraded. I'm having Doc steal the plates needed. And ta-da! Weaponsmith 3. So now we can make even better weapons. Well, not really yet, but we'll get there. We'll queue up some katanas. So I have a bunch of fog raid parties just sort of standing around out there, waiting for my gates to open up. So I gotta be careful about that. Oh, speaking of being careful, my prisoners are starving to death. Not something I'm gonna worry about until well, until I get my home army back, because I don't think the people that are currently at the base have really any business taking on a fog raid of this size. This is this would not be good. Even if we had armor on everyone, that still would be pretty bad. So daybreak is coming. I might as well check back here, waiting for the doors to open. So we'll be mostly trading with these guys here. But I also want to buy bolts off of these guys. And I forgot to buy bolts at the last place we were at, so I'm not going to screw that up twice. Knock, knock. It's so tempting to just let myself in, but obviously that's illegal. That will never not be amusing to me. Alright, doors open. And we could buy Ranger blueprints, but instead, gonna buy some toothpicks for everyone. We are making some, but I want to supplement. Green doesn't need them. Okay, so silver's the only one that didn't get any, so anyone that has extra can give to silver. There we go. Alright, now it's about even. Next stop is for the blueprints. Where's the dude? Where's the merchant? I do find it really cool when towns incorporate buildings into their borders. So this armor shop, for instance, has turrets on the roof and it acts as a wall to the city. Oh, you're standing right in the door and I was on top of you. Okay, so we're looking for samurai leg plates. Done. Samurai boots we already have. Plated long boots, sure. Samurai armor, yes. Samurai helmet. Oh, already known. Oopsie. Okay, we don't have a flared helmet. Or spiked helmet. This is more the fact that I want all blueprints, and we don't have the whatever that was called. Okie dokie. So we got all the blueprints we're after. Following Wike. And Wike, you are going to run... all the way to the Great Fortress. This is going to be a bit of a trek. So what's cool about what I just did was I now have some new blueprints. So I'm going to put, instead of ever working at the steel refinery, I'm going to put heavy armor above that. So work at chain armor, then heavy armor. And then the things I want to crank out of here, samurai armor, plated long boots, and then at the chainmail bench, let's see, nope, not a chainmail, leather, I guess not here either. Where am I looking at? Alright, back to heavy armor. Samurai boots, samurai helmet, samurai armor. I think I was mostly excited about the samurai armor and the plated long boots. So most of these other blueprints I just are one-offs. So now we have the unholy chest plate. The real advantage of the unholy chest plate is the fact that you can very easily lose your limbs. I know that sounds strange, but later in the game, unless you decide to be eaten by the fog, it actually can be tough to lose your arms and legs. So from what I've read, I haven't used it, the coverage for arms and legs here is terrible. This actually does cover up legs a little bit, but the cover for arms is awful. It's 25%, which means you are very likely to lose your arms in wearing that armor, as long as the shirt that you have doesn't have good coverage. And that way you can actually have your arms lopped off. You could be amputated, and as a result, be able to get prosthetics. Weird, yes, absolutely. So we're having week A, wherever they are. Wow, they're cutting clear through crater. The crater is full of good ruins that I'll eventually want to tap. But we're having them basically go to the nearest Shek Kingdom town to turn in the... What are you working on? You were frozen. Ooh. A helmet for green. Ooh, but the crossbow effect on that helmet is brutal. I might try to have to find a better helmet. The only problem I see with the samurai armor is the stomach coverage. Its defense is great, but the stomach coverage is kind of bad. It's 85% versus we've been wearing black plate, which is 100%. I'm not sure I want to make that trade. I'm just not certain that that's a good trade. The plated long boots have the same coverage, but they're weaker than the samurai in terms of resistance, but they don't hurt dodge as much. So that's the real advantage to them over the samurai boots. So I think plated long boots are going to be what I go with. Their coverages are the same, but they don't hurt your dodge. Sort of the long story short. Oh, if you're aimless, everyone's aimless. Let's get back out to the road. I'm going to risk some 3-speed here. Sometimes when you give them sort of complicated move orders, they'll try to take shortcuts that don't include roads, and the net result of that tends to be the fact that they get stuck or lost. So I'll just take this road up all the way into the swamps, and then once we get into the swamps, wing a left towards the Great Fortress or Admag to turn in our bounty. And speaking of bounties, that one's well fed. I'm just making sure they're not going to die, because I do believe you make... I'll have to confirm this. I do believe you make half credit if they are turned in dead. The bounties for dead or alive, but I think if they're dead, it's half money. Okay, you're driving me literally bonkers, week A. Pacing back and forth. Here we go. Now, this doesn't look like much of a road, but it is one. Load in the South Wetland Zone. Turtle, turtle. If I didn't have full food stores, I'd think about taking on the turtle, but our food is full up. We could afford no more. I could open a shop and try to sell off some food. Oh, you are definitely not going the correct way here, Wike. That's okay. It's not that much of a roundabout fix. Someone's trying to attack me. It's funny, I have their leader on my shoulder and they're talking about the food. They're not like, let's rescue our leader. They're like, let's refill our food. What's funny to me is the Red Sabers and the Swamp Ninjas, they live in an area where you could grow rice like a weed, and yet they don't. They could have an infinite supply of rice and grog if they were industrious, but they're not. They're just losers that like to steal and thieve. So AdMag's probably more on our way home than Squin, and I do believe they have a police station. So we'll turn our 2 bounties in. I don't think we need more than 3 prisoners for sparring purposes. 3's enough. Plus these guys are weaker than the current prisoners that we have, I think. Oh, some skin spiders. Can't chase me. I'm too fast. It's crazy to think that in prehistoric times there were caterpillars and spiders that were enormous. Makes me uneasy thinking about that. Here's the old Berserker village. Already have enough bounties done. Can always, at some point in the future, think about hitting the exile camp and stuff like that for some more bounties. But for now, I got my hands full, and the next thing I want to do is probably some ruins hunting, because we have bottlenecked our trade. I guess I'll buy the plates. I was hoping to buy some of the pack beasts from them, but that's fine. I can always buy pack beasts from the holy farms at some point. We're closing on an AdMag. And I think what I'll do is once I get there, I can call the episode to a close. I just want to finish this task despite the amount of time it's taking. So here is the samurai armor. As you can see, it has really high resistances. This is masterwork grade. And a bunch of the boots, specialists and otherwise. She can really crank out the armor, can't she? I don't know how many boots I need, but what I'm going to do is make way more than I need. And way more masked helmets than I need. Because I can always sell what I don't need. I'm trying to get masterwork on all slots. So that's sort of the goal here. How are my farmers? Farming skills 79, 81, 80. Jafar is probably the first person I'm going to fire because he hasn't actually been training up any particular skill. Who's sitting there? Molly? That's because you filled your inventory, Molly, didn't you? if you don't have anything else to work on the steel refinery and the iron refinery. Jafar. All right, what I'm going to do is, Jafar, you're going to load up a lot of hashish and unload it here so he can make some more. Chung, get back to work. Okay, we got to be getting close now. Yeah, we are really at AdMag. Let's climb this plateau. Sorry about the camera work there. Made you probably pretty dizzy. Is this the police station? Yes, this is the police station. If you're ever curious, you can just click on the building. It'll tell you what it is. So like bar, police, general shop, so on and so forth. And bounty over, and then Burn has the other one. Now I caught him hauling. I'm curious if I can hand this bounty over twice. That'd be I think he's coming to retrieve it. Alright, let's put him in. Nope. The programmers did a good job and programmed it so I could not do that twice. Alright, so who's the slowest? Wike still? Yep, Wike is still the slowest. Follow Wike, and we're going to head on home. You can bag check me if you can catch me. I'm going to wait around for Burn for a second. So guys, that comes... that makes this episode come to a close. We were able to clear out the swamp of all bounties. Next episode, I might do some lab raiding and ruins raiding because I would like more ancient books. Possibly also sending Rhadamant to do a little bit of recruition and maybe heading over to the scrap house too. I'm not sure. I'll have to think about it. Thank you all very much for your feedback, your input. It's been insanely helpful, and I do hope that you enjoy this episode and tune in next time. Thank you for watching, and adios.